I'm finally monetized on YouTube and it only took 20 videos, but it could happen so much faster if I just understood the entire YouTube monetization process and all the little things that you have to do. So I'm gonna break down how to get monetized, how long it took me, how much I've made in my first month, and a few tips to help you get monetized faster. I'm also gonna share on the big mistake I made that has prevented me from getting my first YouTube paycheck already.
Why do I have to wear the stupid helmet? Because you're stupid.
I started my YouTube channel on June 7th of 2022. That's when I posted my first video. And I got monetized on August 23rd of 2023. So about a year and 2 months later. But y'all, I was not consistent. I had 64 opportunities to post a video from the day I posted my very first one until the day I got monetized, and I only posted 20 times. I wasted 2/3 of my opportunities to post, and that definitely prevented me from getting monetized faster. And I feel like I got monetized pretty quickly, but it could have been so much more. Now, one of the reasons that I struggled so much with consistency is because I lacked direction. I wasn't sure what to do. I watched all the YouTube tutorials, and none of them felt like they went in enough depth. They were from these big time gurus that hadn't been in my shoes in a long time. So with videos like this, I'm really just trying to share what I've learned as somebody that is a relatively new YouTuber with you, because I'm in your shoes right now and I understand what's working right now. And my hope is that you won't deal with that lack of confidence and the lack of motivation and momentum that comes with not having clarity, because you'll look at these tips, you'll know exactly what you need to do to get monetized, to grow, and to achieve these things for yourself. So I'm gonna dive real deep into all of it. I'm gonna show you my stats. I'm gonna explain how it all works, and it starts right now. Now, every video on YouTube monetization goes into the process and the requirements to get monetized. So I don't wanna spend a ton of time on it, but I do wanna touch on it in case you haven't seen those kind of videos before, and because YouTube has rolled out a new monetization tier that's a little bit easier to hit. And I wanna talk about what it is and whether it's something that you should do or not. So first, let's talk about old school monetization. This requires that you have 1,000 subscribers on your channel, that you get 4,000 watch time hours, and that your YouTube channel is connected with Google AdSense so you can actually get paid for the ad revenue that you're gonna receive. Now, we call this the YouTube Partner Program, and it actually includes shorts now as well. So you still need those 1,000 subscribers, but you can also get 10 million views on shorts to be eligible to get monetization in that way. Now, two things to keep in mind here. You need 4,000 watch hours over 365 days, a full year, and that's the same with 1,000 subscribers. So if you took a break for a long period of time and you have over 1,000 subscribers and you have over 4,000 watch hours, but they aren't in a single, the last 365 days, it's not gonna count. And those 10 million shorts views actually need to be in the last 90 days. Now, the thing about the short views and the long form watch hours is that they have to be public videos also. My channel has a lot of course videos from back in the day that are still getting some views, but those are unlisted views and they don't count toward my watch time hours. Now, as you'll see when I get into my numbers and how much I've earned, I was actually kind of surprised at how much ad revenue I earned from the YouTube Partner Program. And it's really cool because it's just totally passive. You create these videos once and you get paid for them. And the way it works is you're actually gonna get 45% of the total ad revenue from the people that watch or skip ads on your videos. And so you're not actually earning a ton per person that watches your video, but it all adds up when you have thousands of views. And then when you create more and more videos, it starts to stack and kind of snowball so that you earn more and more. And so I'm really excited to see how big this can get over the next 6 months to a year. Now, YouTube did just roll out another tier of monetization that's supposed to allow you to get monetized sooner using some different features. And so the requirements for that are gonna be 500 subs, 3 public videos in 90 days, and either 3,000 watch time hours in the past year or 3 million views on shorts in the last 90 days. Now, this feature is gonna open up memberships, super chats, super stickers, super something else, super thanks, and shopping. Now, this seems great at first blush, but there's a couple of problems. First off, as you're gonna see in a second when I dive into my numbers, if you have 3,000 watch hours, you probably have 1,000 subscribers, at least if you're like me and you actually hit your subscriber count before you hit your watch time hours. So you're gonna be fully monetized anyway. But I'm also not sure how helpful these new features are at getting you monetized if you don't have a larger established audience. And when it comes to memberships in particular, that's not something that I would use or recommend that you use, because you're putting in all this work to create content for your audience and keep them members, to retain them, and then then you're giving away a chunk of that money to YouTube. And so if you're not familiar with memberships, it just means that people can pay a subscription to get content that's exclusive to members, and you're gonna get 70% of that income, but 30% of it is gonna go to YouTube. And for me, as somebody that's a course creator and has been in the digital product space for like 10 years now, that makes no sense. Why would I give 30% of my earnings on a membership to YouTube when I could keep 100% of it using like traditional ways myself? Not to mention, I think you're gonna be able to do better with the marketing, sales, and retention of those memberships if you use some of the strategies that I teach in my other videos on this channel about creating courses, memberships, and those kind of things. And I get it, when we're talking about ad revenue, you're only getting 45% of it. Here, you're getting 70% of it. But the difference is the only way that you can get ad revenue, and it's totally passive, is through creating YouTube videos. But YouTube is so powerful to sell digital products and coaching and freelance services and courses and memberships that you don't really need to use this feature. So to me, this feels like a little bit of a money grab by YouTube, not necessarily like, hey guys, let me make it easier for you. Let us help you make more money. And I understand it might be better for some people if you don't have those skills to create your own membership community and those kind of things, but just learn how to do it and keep the money for yourself. It'll be worth it. I wanna take you behind the scenes of my monetization journey, show you how long it took me to get monetized, how much money I made, and all those juicy details that I know you wanna see. I hit my 1,000 subscribers on this channel on August 8th of this year, and I had like 971 watch hours or something like that, but probably 100, 200 of them actually came from unlisted videos from old courses like I mentioned. So I was sitting at around 800 watch hours and still had over 3,000 that I needed to get in order to become monetized. Luckily, a couple of my videos started to pop off like right when I got 1,000 subscribers. So I was able to get that watch time in about 2 weeks. So I became eligible to monetize on August 23rd. I got that email asking me to apply for the YouTube Partner Program, and I, for whatever reason, got around to filling that out on August 24th. I just wanna let you know so you can tell like how long it took me to actually get to where I was approved. Now, my understanding is that most people tend to hit their subscriber requirement before they actually get the watch hours, but the views, the watch time hours, and the subscribers tend to grow hand in hand, so it usually happens pretty quickly. My situation was a little different because I went like 8 months without publishing a video on YouTube, and I was also getting traffic and subscribers from TikTok, so I wanna show you. So if you scroll down on my channel, you can see that I created all of these videos, and then I stopped posting about 10 months ago at the time that I record this with my top 3 ways to start making money as a content creator. Now, from there, there's about an 8 to 9 month period before I post my, how to choose a niche video, which I've posted every single week since then. Now, I did post this 0 to 1,000 followers on TikTok video. I wanted to share kind of like the progress, like how I was growing on TikTok and share the journey like I'm doing in this video. But that was really the only one that I posted over like an 8 month period. My first video that started to get some views was actually this how to gain TikTok followers organically video. That started going off when I was in Big Sky, Montana on like a vacation with my family before the kids went back to school. And I remember going out, sitting in the hot tub, looking at the mountains, hanging out with my wife and my kids. And I went back in and all of a sudden this video was taking off. And that's really what helped me make that jump to get those first 1,000 subscribers. Jumping over to my analytics, you can see the last 90 days here. I'm gonna go ahead and update this from August 8th until the 23rd, which is when I hit that 1,000 subscribers and became eligible to get monetized. And so you're gonna see here, I had almost 40,000 views and I got 3,500 watch time hours during that time. That's what allowed me to get my watch time hours to catch up to my subscribers so quickly. And if you scroll down, you'll see it really was driven by these 2 videos. The first one, the how to gain TikTok followers organically, which I published a week before I hit that 1,000 subscribers. And then this stuck at 200 views video, which I published the day before I became eligible for the YouTube Partner Program. Now, one of the things I want to show you is that if we actually dig in to these particular videos and the stats around them, you'll see that the first one that really drove most of the watch time hours didn't take off initially. So if I go to custom here and I'll just leave it on the 1st and we'll do it through the 23rd, you can kind of see how this happened. We only had, I only had like 50 views in the first 24 hours, I think. It's not showing, here we go. And then it started to pick up, and it wasn't really until like a week later I got about 100 views and then 700 like, about 5 days later. And this is like when I said I was on vacation, and the views peaked at like almost 3,300 views that day, and they kept going. And this has continued to grow since then to where it's sitting at like 62,000 views now, still getting a lot of videos, like probably 50 to 100 views per hour. So this one did most of the heavy lifting. But if we go back and we look at, I mean, really, you could look at all of the other content that I posted from that one. I posted 1, 2, 3 more videos before I got monetized, and each of these videos outperformed the next one. They were getting better views on day one. And when I published this Stuck at 200 Views video, it really took off. And so you can see at the time of recording this, I'm at like 91,000 views since I published it. But if I go to the first 24 hours, I mean, it took off right away. I think I ended up with, 3,000 views in the first 24 hours. And so that drove 300 watch time hours just in the first day of publishing that. If we jump back to my channel analytics, I can actually go in here and I can pull up how many subscribers I had when I finally got monetized. So if we go to the 25th, then you'll see I had 2,300 subscribers. So in the time that it took me to get that extra 3,000 watch time hours in that 2 weeks, I grew so much that I went from 1,000 to 23,000, or not 23,000, 1,000 to 2,300 subscribers, which was pretty awesome. This was a wild ride because if you go back even just a month further, right? If I go to July 25th, you're going to see that I only had 809 subscribers. So I went from 809 subscribers to 2,300 subscribers. And then if you take it to today, and today is the 24th of September, so another month later, I've jumped up to 5,400 subscribers. So I've more than doubled in the last month, which is pretty amazing. YouTube says that it can take them about a month to review your channel and to approve your application for the YouTube Partner Program, and that it can actually take even longer if there's a high enough volume of applicants. But for me, it took literally 2 days. And so if I switch over to the revenue tab and I switch over to the last 28 days or so, and actually let me go back just a little bit further than that, you can see what happened. So I became eligible on the 23rd, and then it was the 25th that I got approved, I guess late that night. Or no, I guess it was the 26th that I actually got approved, because it was late at night and I only made $1.74 that day, which I actually thought was pretty cool because I wasn't expecting to make more than a couple of bucks. But you can see then my first full day monetized, I made $12.34. And then the next day I made pretty much like $25. And then I hit my first kind of record of about $34. And it did go down, but I've actually beaten that and had on September 18th, I had $35.39 on for a single day. So this is pretty awesome to have this recurring revenue coming in. In the grand scheme of things, making 20 to 35 bucks a day in ad revenue on YouTube isn't like that much money. It's not going to pay the bills, and it's definitely not super impressive compared to the regular, passive day-to-day income that I make from my online courses and things like that. But this was huge. Like, I've had big launches, but I've been really excited about this because it was just this milestone that I've tried to hit before and had never gotten to. And it feels really good. And I know it's early on. And so this is going to grow. The rate I'm going to hit 10,000 subscribers. I'm going to hit 100,000 subscribers. So I know this income is going to increase. And to me, it's like money that I can reinvest in the business of YouTube. So for the final reveal, I haven't been monetized for an entire month yet, but I've made $641.87, which is pretty amazing. And I'm already seeing where each time I post a video, it's kind of snowballing. And the day that I post that video, it kind of boosts my older videos, and then I have more views that day. And so if you look at the trend line after that first initial pop, you can see this slight increase in my revenue, and it's going to keep going up. So I'm really excited to watch this thing start to snowball. Next, I want to share some strategies with you to help you get monetized faster, because this happened a lot quicker than I was expecting. And I have some advantages that I'm going to go over, I'm going to share with you. But if you're looking at this going like, okay, he did it in a year, he posted 20 videos, he didn't even post for half of that year that he was posting, like that might feel intimidating. And so I want to pass along what I've learned so that way you can do it too and you can get monetized faster. The first thing you need to know is that I've been an entrepreneur for over 10 years now. And so I have a lot of experience talking in front of the camera, coaching my clients, my students inside of my courses, doing marketing, sales. I understand the algorithms because I own an agency and I've been running paid social media ads and doing organic for a long time. So I came in with some advantages of knowledge and experience that I was able to leverage to grow this channel. This also isn't my first channel. I actually created another channel for one of my other businesses, and I made a ton of mistakes on that channel. So coming into starting this channel, I had a more clear plan. I knew the things that I needed to avoid, and I feel like that helped me a lot to be able to grow this more quickly. But just because I'd made a lot of mistakes and just because I had experience didn't mean that I didn't screw up. And so one of the biggest things that I want you to know is that you have to connect everything to Google AdSense to get paid when you get monetized. And so do that ahead of time. You don't have to wait until you meet the other eligibility requirements to go ahead and set up Google AdSense. Now, I wasn't thinking that far ahead. I wasn't worried about it. I wasn't in a rush, and I didn't do that verification process. So today, a month after I got approved for the YouTube Partner Program, I'm still waiting on that first paycheck because I have not been able to verify my address and all the other things that you need to do. So the reason this is so important is because in order to verify that you are a real person and set up Google AdSense, Google is actually going to mail you, like snail mail, send you an envelope with a PIN like verification code. And then once you get that in the mail, you have to enter it inside of the website to verify that like you're a real person. And they flat out tell you it takes 3 to 4 weeks for that to show up. And for me, I'm sitting here at 4 weeks and I still don't have it. Now I live in the boonies, like out in the country in Texas, so that might be causing some problems, but I've already reordered another PIN. And in the meantime, I have almost $700 sitting waiting for them to pay me inside of my account. So go ahead and get Google AdSense set up right away. Then you want to go into your YouTube and you want to set up your monetization settings. So to do this, you're going to go to your channel. You're going to go up to the menu in the top right, click YouTube Studio. Then once this loads, you're going to go to the bottom of the left-hand column and click Settings. And then you're going to go to Upload Defaults. So this is like the settings that you want when you upload a video. You're going to switch over to monetization and you want everything to be clicked. Personally, I would turn on everything. Pre-roll and mid-roll advertisements are so ingrained culturally in YouTube that having those on your videos isn't going to hurt your performance at all. So put them all in there. That way you can earn as much passive income from your ad revenue as possible. Now, one thing I will say, in case this is slightly different from you, I did get a notification in YouTube Studio recently that they were changing the monetization setting defaults. And so you might not have to do this anymore, but I can't see it anymore because the warning is gone and I'm already monetized. The last like administrative tip that I want to share with you before I start showing you how to like get your watch hours and your subscribers up as quickly as possible is that inside of Google AdSense, you're also going to have to fill out some tax information. So you want to go ahead and do that. I haven't done it yet. I'm actually going to sit down and do that as soon as I finish recording this video for y'all. Now, if you're watching this video, I realize that you're probably still trying to get monetized. You're stuck. You're not getting the subscribers. You're not getting the watch time. So I want to share some strategies with you that are going to help you get there faster. And big shout out to my wife, who's like the unofficial sponsor of this video, for getting the kids out of the house so I can actually record for you.
You smart. You loyal. I appreciate that.
So the first thing is that I don't usually ask for subscribers on my videos. I know a lot of people are going to tell you to ask for subscribers in order to get more subscribers, because if you have a call to action, people are more willing to take action. And that's true in most of marketing, but my strategy has just been to create the best video that I can, the most depth of information, the most entertaining, the most helpful, and to focus on growth and watch time and retention, because if I can get the views, then the subscribers are going to come. At the end of the day, if I can get people to watch my videos for longer, YouTube is going to give me more impressions, which means more views and a greater chance, like more opportunities to get people that the video really helps that just subscribe on their own. So there's actually 4 things that I focus on in all of my videos to get more views. The first one is having a great title and thumbnail, because if you have a good title and thumbnail, when people see that video, they're going to click. And when a high percentage of people click on that video, which we call a click-through rate, when you have a high click-through rate, YouTube is going to give you more impressions because people are liking that video. Number 2 is that we put a lot of emphasis in the first 30 seconds of these videos. I spend a lot of time thinking about what my hook is going to be. I try to fulfill on the promise of that title and thumbnail. That way, when they click on it, they're getting what they thought they were going to get. And then I just try to get straight to the point and dive right into the meat of the video. Now, my editor, he's taking this to the next level by making sure that we have transitions every like 3 seconds in the first 30 seconds of that video. And our goal is that when we go in analytics, we want 75% of our viewers to stay on the video. Now, the third thing is retention. I'm aiming to have an average view duration on my videos of 45%. And you can actually see this inside of the YouTube Studio down down here in the same spot that you would see where the percentage of people that are staying in the first 30 seconds of the video. Now, it should be pretty telling that YouTube is showing us these statistics. If they're showing them to us, that means that they're important. Now, there are a lot of things that you can do to improve retention, and this is something that I'm still working on, still trying to improve. But the big things are cut out any of the fluff, keep the pacing good, make the information super valuable. And then what I try to do anytime I can is we are either injecting humor inside of the video with little GIFs and things that my editor adds, or I'm going to try to share my screen like you've seen in today's video, where I show you behind the scenes, either on my phone or on my computer. That way I can show you step by step, because that stuff's really engaging and really helpful, and most people aren't going to take the extra time and effort to do that. So be thinking about how you can go above and beyond compared to other people in your niche. Finally, I plan my call to action and my end screen at the end of my videos before I ever start recording. I know the topic of my video, and I know the natural next step that my audience is going to need to take, whether that's the next question that they're going to have or the next step to get the result that they want. And so when I get to the end of the videos, I'm going to naturally transition into that step. I'm not going to like choreograph that, hey, I'm coming to the end of the video by saying like, hey, make sure you like, subscribe, and all that nonsense. I'm just going to make it like it's part of the content, and I'm going to abruptly stop. I'm going to point them to that next video and show it on the screen. And I'm just showing one video. I'm showing them exactly where I want them to go, because that's my best chance to get them to click and watch another video on my channel. And if they're watching multiple videos, they're more likely to subscribe, and YouTube is more likely to push my content to them and to other people, because I'm showing that I'm keeping people on the platform and on my channel. In addition to all that, I would encourage you to make longer videos to help you hit your watch time hours faster. And the reason for that is because I have found that no matter how long the videos I create are, my average view duration tends to be in the same range. So if I have a 10-minute video and a 30-minute video, I'm actually getting like 3 times the watch time on average per person than I do from the 10-minute video. This is also going to set you up to make more money when you finally do get advertised, because you need to have a minimum of 8 minutes in a video in order to do the mid-roll advertisements. And some of the longer videos are actually going to have multiple advertisements throughout the video, which is going to allow you to make more money from that particular video. So for example, if I go to my 0 to 1,000 followers video, it's 27 minutes long. And if I go into monetization and I go to manage mid-rolls, you're going to see, just using the automatic placements, that they have put 4 different ad breaks inside of this video. So that's 4 opportunities for me to make money on this video. Now, it's important, you can see this note here, and it says that just because you manually choose ad breaks and you put a bunch of them in there, that doesn't mean that YouTube is going to show an ad at every single one of those times. Their algorithm is basing this off of people's behavior and what they think is going to be the best opportunity for you to actually get, or for them to get somebody to watch that ad. And algorithms are really smart, and they're already putting them in places that aren't going to disrupt my videos and that they think are going to get me the most ad revenue possible. So I just leave it there, but you can go manually change it if you want. Now, an important thing to note here is that longer videos are not always better. You really need to make sure that you're being efficient and that you're not losing people, part of that retention thing. So your video, while you do want to make it longer, make sure that you're not just adding fluff, or you're not just extending the length of the video to try and make more money or try and get more watch time. It needs to have pace, it needs to have value, it needs to keep moving. And so if you want to make it longer, put more helpful, valuable information in that that's actually going to help people get the result that you promised at the start of the video. Now, there are so many more things I can teach you to help you get more views, more watch time hours, more subscribers, and luckily I've already put a video together for that. So I want you to watch this video where I share all those strategies that I use to get my first 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, including like a really weird one that nobody's talking about that can help you grow even faster. So check that out next.